Alrighty, I'm taping the internal corners of the boat and all the internal seams right now, and it's coming out pretty good. It's going really quick again because the glue only has a certain amount of time to dry, the polyester resin. One thing I noticed while I was doing this is that if you do each strip for each line separately, then you'll have a triple overlapped corner, which is better, because like I was thinking of doing one strip here, bending it, doing another strip and bending it like that. Then you'd have clumpy corners because the material would have to bend over on itself. So I decided to cut it at each end and do three, so it's like a triple strong corner, and then the seams are also coming out really well. One thing I noticed is that I've been going through a lot of paintbrushes, so get these cheap paintbrushes. I've been cutting them down a little higher, and this one was burnt a little bit, so I had to cut it shorter. But buy the biggest pack of these you can at the cheapest rate, because I've gone through 3 so far, and I'll probably go through 4 or 5 just doing the internal seams here. One thing I noticed is the fillet is really coarse, so it actually kind of grabs on to the fiberglass before it's wet, which is really good, because when I first started, I hadn't been brushing the internal seam like this before it was wet, and I noticed that you could see how it kind of like grabs it. It was pulling, it was like yanking it down the whole way. I started with a short little seam, and it didn't come out as good. And then the leftover like stickiness, it's still sticky for like a couple hours, I think, or at least a half hour, 2 hours. But it seems to be working pretty well to do it first, and then really get the corner. I'll show you that in a minute, but this glue still, I've only been able to handle 2 ounces, so I don't see the need to do more than 2 ounces at a time and then do another 2. It seems to be better that way. Here, I'm going to show you me actually doing part of that seam that I just showed you. See, it got a little colder. It's doing 12 drops per ounce of the hardener. It got a little colder, so I think I must do a little more. Like I said, these Starbucks cups work great for this. Drew a little line. I should have cut this cup to be shorter, but I didn't. Pretty good. Wish I had like a ladle or something. Probably could have just bought a $4 ladle from the grocery store or something, but not. And like I said, the more hardener you add, the quicker it hardens. I've noticed. I noticed it. Kind of cool. It changes colors and lets you know it's done. Alright, show the work. I think I noticed that instead of pouring it on, like I had been doing, like it's better to just kind of brush the seams and then work your way out, and the excess will go off to the sides. I'm probably going to do a lot of reinforcing on the front transom. What? Oh. Because I have extra fiberglass and it can't hurt. I'm also planning on doing 2 strips down the bottom, and those will, like, if I run aground or if I hit sand or whatever, it'll hopefully protect the bottom of the boat. Those are going to be fiberglassed over too, because you probably saw the video on the supplies, and this fiberglass from Duckworks, I think it's Duckworks, is a lot cheaper. But if you just see how if you do in the middle, it kind of lathers up, and I don't know if that's good or not, but it seems to be kind of really pushing it in. It kind of seems like it's like lathering, like an old style razor, like a shaving brush where you take the soap. But it's actually kind of seems like it's getting it in there tighter with less bubbles, because it is hard to get rid of the bubbles with these. Because when you pull it out, it kind of yanks it and all these bumps in here. But this seems to be working pretty good. So see you next video. Might be testing it soon. Bye bye.